So today in cloud gaming news, we have a crap ton of stuff to get to, as one Stadia game will be pro later this year, and I'm hoping that I save you guys some money. We also have new Luna games and Amazon opening up a new gaming studio and also working with a big publisher. GeForce Now has 12 new games this week. PlayStation Now is only $1, and finally Xbox Game Pad and xCloud is set to get a crap ton of new games, and we'll cover that in this video. Like always, guys, if you're new to the channel, I cover all cloud gaming and Stadia news. This is the channel to be on, so hit that red subscribe button and check the timestamps down below for the news that you guys want to hear. So Xbox Game Pass highlighted 60 games yesterday for the service, mostly indie games, but some big ones even you guys have heard of, and they will be headed to Xbox Game Streaming, aka xCloud, on day one of release. These are brand new indie titles, and while a lot of them won't strike a chord like Art of Rally, there is some familiar ones like Hello Neighbor 2, Stalker 2, and these games are going to be some hype, especially Stalker, and will be on xCloud day one release. And there's also some very high quality RPGs from what I'm seeing that will be on xCloud on day one. At this point, I'm actually pretty speechless in regards to how insane Xbox Game Pass is getting. The value that you're receiving is really on another level, to the point where I'm seeing this being the future across many platforms. I'm talking PlayStation and other services. Overall, this is a promise to bring essentially 60 games to Xbox Game Pass, including 20 on day one, and some of these games in general are truly high quality. That isn't even mentioning the first party titles from Xbox that are still set to come. You probably won't find a bigger fan of the State of Decay franchise than me, as I'm a huge zombie guy, so I'm definitely going to continue to keep an eye out for more titles. And I'm curious, after all this recent news with Xbox Game Pass, have any of you guys recently signed up to give the service a chance? Have you tried xCloud or downloading your games via PC? Let me know in the comments. So GeForce Now is coming in with another solid week. There's a ton of games on sale, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll up and down so you guys can see them and which platform they are on, either Steam, Epic Games, or Ubisoft. But they've also released 12 games to the platform, including the new Overcooked All You Can Eat, which is 1 and 2 Overcooked, but the game is fully remastered. And then there's a new game called Space-Based Startopia, and that game came out on March 26. Overall, another solid week for GeForce Now, and I'm still waiting to see exactly when those new updates for the service will be kicking in, like the improved streamlined logging in process and the performance quality, which should be any day now on the latter, so stay tuned for those updates. So PS Now is looking to match the deal that you get with Xbox Game Pass when you're a new user. You do get those 7 free days, but if you want a full month, you can sign up for just $1 right now. Looks like the promotion is set to end here pretty soon, and people are mentioning reports of 1080p streams with PS Now. I haven't had a chance myself to dive into it for quite some time, but there is a fantastic lineup of games to check out that have recently released, like Call of Duty, Detroit Become Human, WWE 2K Battlegrounds, and a lot more. So if you've been interested, now is definitely the time to check out PS Now. Let me know in the comments if you end up giving this a shot and how it ends up working out for you. So Luna has released some games onto the service. We have Team Sonic Racing, Katamari Damacy Reroll, I think I said that right, 2 new Ubisoft Plus games in Far Cry 2 and Starlink, and finally a game I've always wanted to dive into in Kingdom Come Deliverance. Overall, not too bad, but I'm still waiting to see a lot more games on Luna, period. Releases are really few and far between, and I really hope to continue to see more games on the service, as Luna actually is pretty promising. I've gotten to dive into some games with it, and the service runs pretty well. With that, Amazon is actually opening up a new Montreal studio with a group of Rainbow Six Siege developers. This is awesome news, and more than likely any new games that this studio ends up coming up with will be exclusive to Luna as a cloud service. Not only that, but apparently there is several unannounced projects in development from Amazon and a new partnership with Smilegate RPG, the makers of Crossfire. They will have a game released next year, with details to be revealed at a later date. I mean, Amazon is making some moves here in gaming, and it's interesting to see how this is going to fit with Luna. My guess is all these games that they will be making will probably be on other platforms, but only on Luna as far as cloud gaming is concerned. This is just a guess though, and it would be crazy to see some of these games launching on just Luna alone, but this would be pretty exciting, and my guess is they're going to keep it simple with a Rainbow Six style game with the Montreal studio. Easy multiplayer drop in and drop out, and just being a high quality shooter. I mean, that is really the way to go, and the way that I would as well. Last thing I'd love to see them is make a cloud only battle royale or something that could really take advantage of the fact that you're in the cloud. So we'll see if what they cook up, if it's going to be something along those lines, but we'll give it some time and see what happens in the coming months and years ahead. And I'm not gonna lie guys, I'm excited to see what ends up happening, so we'll definitely keep an eye out. So an interesting forum post was found regarding Terraria on Stadia, and this is official, stating that more than likely the game will be added to the Stadia Pro subscription later. Oops, I'm not sure that was supposed to be let out exactly like that. Essentially, this signals to me that for no one to buy this game unless you don't have a Stadia Pro or you simply just want to own the game. I would expect this to come to Pro within the next 4 months, so long as you guys don't mind waiting it out, and it should be available, especially since they're already signaling it here. The cool thing about Terraria on Stadia does have a 16-player online multiplayer mode that the consoles don't have, so this is actually a great game to have on Pro, and I just wish that it would have launched as a Pro game instead of letting people buy it first and having to come to Pro later. This has been a common theme with the indie games, and it makes a lot of people not want to buy them, so that's a heads up to the Stadia team that keeps doing this over and over again. They are not buying these indie games because you keep putting them on Pro later, just put them on Pro now. With that, let me know your thoughts today on all the cloud gaming news today that we touched on. We sure did cover a bunch. I'd be curious to hear what you guys have to say. As always, make sure you're subscribed to always be up to date with cloud gaming news. Hit that red button down below. As always, I'm Sunny, and I'll see you guys in the clouds.